Here to talk to us about the new development in Miami. He's general manager of One Island Park, Miami Beach. He's responsible for overseeing the day-to-day operations and management of this new marina facility of IGOI Marinas Corporate. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Gili.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. As I'm sure you can see Bob's challenge there with my last name. It's Wojnowich, but it was a worthy effort. Anyway, I wanted to thank the association and all the sponsors for providing me with a few minutes to speak to you on behalf of IGY's newest facility here, right here in South Florida, Miami Beach to be specific, One Island Park Marina. Let's see if this works. So, as many of you have been reading recently, there's a bit of a discrepancy between the number of large super yachts that are currently under construction and seem to be launching every week versus the amount of berths that are available around the world that can accommodate them. So it's quite exciting, if you take a minute to think about it, that right here in our own backyard we have a brand new facility that was purposely built for super yachts, ranging up to 245 meters, 244 meters, 800 feet to be exact. This facility, One Island Park, as it's called, is right here on Terminal Island, which, as many of you know, is right at the entrance to Government Cut, just across from the U.S. Coast Guard base on the main cruise ship channel. This facility is quite unique in that it literally has no restrictions. As I said, it can accommodate up to 800 feet in length. There's 40 feet in draft across the entire marina. No air draft, and of course we have all the customary shoreside services available in terms of three-phase 480 volt power, water, Wi-Fi, and all the bells and whistles. We opened officially in mid-December. Since then, we've been thankfully quite busy and full, accommodating some very large vessels ranging everywhere from 100 feet up to 312 was our biggest so far this season. What's amazing about this facility is it's, unlike so many others, it's very small actually, which we're actually considering that to be a benefit. It's intimate, it's private, it's secure. It really bodes well for a variety of uses in terms of the vessel's needs, whether they're coming for provisioning, fueling, preparing for a crossing as we've experienced in most recent weeks, or during functions like Art Basel or the Miami Boat Show, where you have more owner-guest activity. This facility can really provide the owners, charter brokers, managers, and captains with whatever they're looking for. Again, adjacent to the U.S. Coast Guard station, you really can't get more secure than that. We do have on-site security 24/7, but I think captains do feel a bit of comfort knowing that there's a military base just next door, so that's a nice amenity to utilize there. As I mentioned earlier, this is the precise location in this black circle here. There's an easy entrance and departure point straight to the Atlantic Ocean, no obstacles. One major benefit as well that I want to point out is we're excluded from what's known as the captain of the port zone. So as many of you know, where the cruise ships line up off of MacArthur Causeway, that is a secure zone where vessels have to request 96 hours notice to arrive or depart west of that zone, or to go through it, in fact. We're actually outside of that zone, so essentially captains, owners can decide to pick up and go or arrive at their leisure. There's no need to alert authorities with any sort of advance notice other than the customary hailing on Coast Guard channel and with the pilots. Of course, with the location, as you just saw, the location's been excellent for both crew and guests. We've had owners get on their bicycles and bike over the last bridge to go over to South Beach. Crew have been skateboarding, walking, going into nearby shops, restaurants, gyms. So truly, it's a place where we've seen boats come in for 2 weeks and end up staying for 2 months, 3 months. And that's, of course, welcomed by us. So the crew, while we don't have, per se, a fancy lounge or a fitness center on site, yet at least, we have all of Miami and Miami Beach at our disposal, so that's been truly the local amenity for them. Whoops, I went backwards. 1 second. So one nice thing that the designers of the facility, when they were, again, I'll remind you, this was actually a commercial port facility for many, many years. It was acquired by a private owner in 2013. And then just as recent as last year, it was converted into what you see here now in these photos. So quite an amazing feat, given what everyone understands about all the regulatory procedures. But now it's a beautiful marina that has sort of a shipyard capability. So I kind of coined it a sort of a hybrid facility. It looks, to the owner's eye, to the captain's eye, it looks like a great private, secure marina. But during the day, whatever the boat needs, they can accomplish, whether it's fuel deliveries, whether it's cranes, minor maintenance work, mechanical work, easy access to the vessel. Very few places, especially here in South Florida, where you can take your vehicle, your truck, your crane directly up to the vessel. So that's been a huge plus that has helped us extend dockage for these vessels. This is a nice aerial view. As you can see, again, it's not a big facility. We do have 8 shore power pedestals, so technically it's 8 slips, but given the size vessels we've been accommodating, which are traditionally sort of in the 60-meter plus range, we've been hovering around 4 to 6 yachts when we say we're full. Again, all the major suppliers are nearby or can accommodate the vessels, including National Marine and all the Whole Foods and nearby vendors on South Beach. Here's an image of obviously a big fuel tanker. Today we pushed out 45,000. All season, the past 5 months, we've pushed out close to 350,000 gallons of fuel. Again, all with ease and very very convenient for the captains. Here's an image of a crane loading up new jet skis that were delivered by National Marine. And another exciting feature that just recently we're starting to surface and we'll be continuing to develop this summer, that we're trying, again, to innovate the industry, is an app, actually, that we're using a third party. You may have heard Boatyard. We're partnering with them to create a custom app for our customers. So essentially, given that we're such a small facility, we have the ability to go the extra mile for each of these vessels that come in. We're not having to spread our efforts across 50, 60, 100 boats like many marinas. So here we're really trying to do something special for each individual vessel that visits. So the app is going to allow us to basically hand over one of our tablets to the vessel to utilize while they're in port. And on that tablet is essentially a concierge menu that the captains or whoever they deem appropriate on board can go down a list of items and choose whatever they need. There's going to be preset buttons for common things like fuel, provisioning, transportation. And there's going to be basically an other button where they can literally submit a request. I'm looking for a salon, I'm looking for a gym, I'm looking, whatever they need, they can basically do that. And it comes as a direct email, text to my staff, and then we essentially execute, or at least attempt to connect them with the appropriate vendors. So again, that's an exciting new feature that in the coming weeks we're going to continue developing, start launching. Hopefully by next season when the vessels start returning, it'll be a new added feature that we hope will, again, be an added amenity for these vessels. This is an image, obviously, as I'm pointing out, you can't get much more private and secure and efficient than bringing the owner's vehicles directly to the vessel and out the security gate, and then they're on their way to their final destination. And with that, I just want to conclude and say thank you all for giving me the time, and I hope we continue to see more activity from charter brokers and managers. And I also wanted to point out we're also exploring programs to basically host vessels that are either for sale or for charter. As you can see in the images, it's a lovely facility to bring guests, to show them what the experience could be like. So I encourage you, if you have any questions about that, to please inquire. If you have any interest in positioning vessels for a period of time, whether it's the summer or next season, we're interested in exploring those opportunities as well. So again, thank you all, and hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.